Hello there, is Candace in?
This is.
Yeah! Candace, what are you doing? It's
How
that.
are you doing?
How are you doing?
I'm so good. I'm so excited for tonight. I'm just stoked. I'm just ready to get done with this work day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, without a doubt. Always.
Okay. Well, yeah, so I've seen you a couple times. I've seen you with BLS, and then I saw Zakk Sabbath a couple years ago here, and it was just really special for me because I am obsessed with Black Sabbath. They've really changed my life. I mean,
That whenever you're having a garbage day, you just put on some Sabbath and you feel better. There you go.
yeah, exactly. So I kind of just wanted to talk to you a little bit about that, and I know that you have this intense personal connection, and I just kind of want to know, like, what does Black Sabbath mean to you?
Huh. I mean, the funny thing is I was playing these songs when I was probably 15 at keg parties back in the day in Jackson, New Jersey, when we were in high school. And now I'm 52 years old, and I'm still playing Black Sabbath songs, except there's a couple more people and there's more kegs.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Awesome.
so that just goes to show you how timeless the music is.
Yeah.
So, no, it's a great time. I mean, it really is. Yeah, I mean, it all started me and Blasco, and we'd end up playing these metal all-star jams. And so if there was another drummer playing all the time, it was just like there would be no rehearsals. So it was just like when we're going to meet, it would just be like, all right, well, what are we gonna play? So like the common ground between everybody. I mean, if you play rock or metal or just whatever, the whole thing is part of your education. You know, like being a classical musician, you know Bach, Beethoven, or Mozart. So you're going to know something from one of those guys just because that's part of your education. So obviously Sabbath, you know, whether it's Sabbath, Zeppelin, or Deep Purple, or, you know, like you know riffs or songs from every one of these bands. So it's just, you know, like I said, part of your education. So the whole thing is the common denominator would always be Sabbath. So the whole thing is just like, we'll see if he knows how to play Fairies Wear Boots and Into the Void and War Pigs or something. And
Yeah.
it would just be, so that's how it all started. So then the running joke would always be Blasco would just say, well, what are we going to play? Next time we'd end up doing it again, it would be like, what are we going to play next time? It's just like, well, why don't we just play the Zakk Sabbath set? That's how it
Cool.
all started. So, and, you know, here we are now. Now we're actually touring behind the Zakk Sabbath keg party Festivus Miracle on Ice.
Yeah, touring and selling out, man. I mean, every show I feel is sold out, which is
Yeah,
cool.
no, it really is a great time for sure.
And I like how it's always an intimate show. Like tonight is going to be really intimate. Varsity is nice and quaint, so that'll be really really fun.
Yeah, well, next, I mean, I've played living rooms, I played kitchens, so you know, yeah, that's always good. I like the
That's
intimate
cool.
shows.
Can you play my kitchen sometime? If
Yeah,
I
no problem. But
okay.
just put me near the pantry, so if I need to get something to eat, I'm right near the pantry.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
goodness.
What kind of snacks do you like
You
usually?
know, just it doesn't matter. Just as long as you got some Debbie's cakes in there, whatever, you know, whatever
Cool.
junk food you could throw in there.
That's awesome. Do you remember the first Black Sabbath song you ever heard?
The first album I ever got of Sabbath was, I remember, you know, being in, I think I had to be like 12 years old at the time when we were in art class, and I remember my buddy was drawing a sculpture of like a skull with a lightning bolt through it, and it said Black Sabbath, where I was just like, oh, I was like, Tommy, what is that? He goes, oh, it's this band my brother listens to. So I didn't even know anything about, I've never heard one song.
Yeah.
I just knew about how cool it looked. You know what I mean? And Skull was actually like with Black Label now with Scully. The jaw was Skull. So the whole thing is, I was at the mall, and my mom was like, you if you want to get a record, you can get a record. So I ended up getting We Sold Our Soul for rock and roll because obviously it's a double album.
Yeah.
So the whole thing is, all I remember is putting it on and being like beyond terrified listening to it because I was just like, I'd never heard anything like it. So I mean, the whole thing is, yeah, I was beyond terrified, crapped my pants a bit, and then after that, I just kept listening to it and really liking it. So, yeah, and then, you know, and then after that, I was just obviously collecting all the different records and everything like that. So, you know, obviously that's when I became a fan of Sabbath. So,
How about the first album you bought on your own?
first time I ever got on my own was probably, it had to be like a 45. It might have been Simon and Garfunkel or something like that, you
Oh,
know, because obviously it was top 40 radio.
yeah.
So, you know, but you know, when growing up in Jersey, my buddy Scott, his older brothers were the ones that turned us on to, you know, all the cool stuff. So I mean, you know, first I saw Elton John play on Lucy, you know, do Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds in like '75. So that's when I became a huge Elton John fan, and then it was just like the power of music, how awesome it is. And then I found Sabbath, and then Scott's older brothers showed us everything after that, whether it's Bad Company, Skinner, the Allman Brothers, Zeppelin, Deep Purple, The Who, Stones, so that's when you just find out all about which is basically classic rock now. So I'm still on a steady diet of that to this day. Well, actually, I think everybody is. I mean, the music that you listen to when you were a teenager pretty much stays with you the rest of your life.
Oh yeah, it really does, and it's so intense. At least it is for me. Like the songs.
Yeah, well, you
that I
always
listen
have,
to.
because you have amazing memories associated with certain songs. Just bring you back right exactly where you were. Whether it's movies or music and stuff like that. So it's just, which is awesome. It's like a timepiece.
Can you tell me about the first time you met Ozzy Osbourne?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously being a huge fan when he left Sabbath, and then when he started with St. Rhodes, and then when he was playing with Jake, we were all love Ozzy. So when it came that he was auditioning for guitar players, I ended up running. I was playing a club one night, and this guy Dave Feld and Mark Weiss was a famous photographer. He did shots of Ozzy with the boxing gloves and the tutu and the whole 9 yards. So the whole thing is he was just like, "Hey, Zach, you ever think about auditioning for Ozzy?" I was like, "I don't know. Do you know the guys in Led Zeppelin too?" Yeah, I mean, it's just like I'm in a little club in New Jersey, so I'm like, I don't know any of these people. You can't look them up in the phone book. So the whole thing is, he was like, "No, just get me a cassette, and then I'll send it to Mrs. Osbourne, and we'll see what happens." So I ended up making a cassette and then taking some Polaroids on my mom and dad's porch in Jersey, and then ended up sending them to Ozzy. And I remember Mrs. Osbourne called up from England, my parents' house, and she was like, "We're going to fly you out to L.A. to audition for the band." So all I remember is, like, we got out there, Ozzy walked in the room, and I was like, we just saw him on the Bark at the Moon tour. So all I remember is, like, crapping my pants, and then Ozzy just said, "Zach, just play with your heart and change your pants and go make me a ham sandwich and go light on the mustard." So I've been making ham sandwiches and going light on the mustard for over 30 years now.
Oh my God, that's awesome, dude. Wow. Yeah, he just seems like the biggest sweetie. I mean, if I could, I always have said that I wanted to meet him, but I think I just want to hug him.
Yeah, he's the best. He really is, man. He's got a heart of gold, and he's just he's the Fonz of metal, for sure.
Yeah. Is there anything else that sticks out that he said to you, like a really memorable piece of life advice or anything?
Yeah, go change your trousers.
Yeah.
You smell terrible. It's terrible. Just go change your pants.
That's awesome.
And I've always held that, wisdom with me ever since that day.
That's so cool.
You don't want to go to a PTA meeting after you just crapped your pants.
No.
You know what I mean? So that's not good.
No.
Everyone's looking at you.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, my dad is from Ridgewood, New Jersey, so I have some family out in that part of the world, but it's been a while since I've been out there, but I would really like to go soon.
Oh, very good.
Do you still live there?
No, I don't have. We're out in California. The minute we started recording No Rest for the Wicked with Oz back in '87. I remember my girlfriend, who's my wife now, she flew out. Barbara Ann came out, and the minute she was landed in California, she goes, "We'll be living out here."
Yeah.
So that was the end of the shoveling snow for the winters and making money and stuff like that. So yeah, that was the end of that.
Yeah.
So we've actually been out in California ever since.
That's cool. Do your children adore music like you do? Are you a music family?
Yeah, I mean, well, they have their own, but none of them are musicians. I mean, well, actually they've all actually played at some point, piano or whatever. But I mean, none of them actually stuck with it, to the point where they want to play, be a musician and make a living playing music. But I mean, but no, they're all into their own things and everything like that. And I mean, as a parent, you don't ever force anything on your kids. You just whatever they love, you support them, and that's what you do, as long as you're happy.
Yeah, that's so cool. And you have 4 children, right?
Yep, they're actually, our son just turned 26 the other day. So our daughter's 27. Our one son is Ozzy's the godfather of him. He's 26. Then we have 17 and 7. Sabbath.
Wow.
Sabbath Page.
Hell yeah. Well, great. Well, yeah, I'm so excited. I won't take up too much of your time. Are you here already in town? Are you guys ready to rock and roll all
Yes,
night?
I'm
Or?
getting my nails done. I'm shaving my legs, and I just want to make sure. And I'm shopping right now for some more fishnet stockings for tonight's show.
Nice.
Yes, that
Yeah.
so it matches my rouge and my eyeliner and my blush.
I can't wait. I really appreciate it, Zakk. I hope you have a great night, and I will see you tonight. I'll be
All right,
headbanging
Doll.
for you, all
You
right?
take care of yourself. Looking
Okay.
forward.
Thank you.
Bye, Doll.
Bye.